Nuclear power plant in South Korea is about to explode. If 400 tons of nuclear fuel explodes, the whole of Korea will be devastated. The only remedy now is to subsidize the cracks in the storage tanks. The problem is that the leaking coolant is knee-deep with such a high concentration of radiation. Even if you're fully armed, you won't last more than a few minutes, which means it's a suicide mission. So, who's willing to go? The president can't give direct orders. He's got to go on the news and admit his guilt to the nation. He denounced his incompetence and the corruption of the government. Then he pleaded with the workers at the plant who had survived to finish the repair work for the sake of the country. When Jae-hak heard what the president said, Jae-hak was so angry that he smashed the TV. Damn it, their government made a mess of itself, and they want us to clean up their mess. Bastards. Everyone's pissed off. It's the government's fault. It's the government that caused this disaster. We didn't do anything wrong, but now they're alive and well. But now they want us to die. Why? But they soon realized, although they are disappointed in this country, but their families are still out there running for their lives. And even if they don't go, because they've already been exposed to the radiation, they won't live long. So why not trade their lives for the safety of their families? After thinking it through, we put on our thick protective suits. They became retrograde and headed for the nuclear power plant. The old station master gave them painkillers, hoping that at the end of their lives can reduce the pain a little bit. People are queuing up to enter the nuclear power station. Rescuers on both sides, they paid their respects to the unsung heroes, and Jae-hak silently turned around and looked up at the sky. He knows this is the last time. After entering the nuclear power station, the old station master divided the crews into groups to take turns repairing. Each team was given 5 minutes to work, but despite the high radiation levels, the radiation levels were so high that people kept falling, and the president broadcast the repair work live on national television. He wanted the nation to remember these heroes, but just as the old station chief was reporting to the president, a larger crack appeared at the bottom of the reservoir. A flood of highly radioactive cooling water poured down. There was no way to save it. The president's eyes turned red at the news. The workers were upset, but there was nothing they could do about it. But just as they were about to evacuate, Jae-hak came up with an idea. Since the cracks can't be repaired, why don't we just blow up the bottom of the storage tank and then seal off the entrances and exits of the room below? Then it'll be a new pool, but the cracks are getting bigger and bigger. The pool is running out of cooling water. The nuclear fuel will soon be exposed to the air. That's why the explosives must be planted and the door sealed at the same time, which means the person who planted the explosives will never get out. And that person can only be Hyuk, because he's the only one in the room who can plant the explosives. While everyone was still hesitating, Jae-hak was already standing at the door. Before he went in, he asked the workers if we'd go to heaven. Right. But he was only answered with cries. "I'll go first, take your time." Jae-hyuk began to work as fast as he could to plant the bomb, while the workers held on to their grief and welded the door shut. Once the bomb was installed, Jae-hyuk's life began to count down. His only wish was to say goodbye to his family.